Fox 5 News at 10 starts right now.
We have breaking news tonight. A second state senator has tested positive for coronavirus. Kay Kirkpatrick, who represents District 32, made that announcement on her Facebook page in just the last hour.
We've also temporarily waived all interest on federally held student loans.
It's something millions of Americans have wanted, but certainly not under these circumstances. And the president is making changes that will impact local high school students as well.
And in a space where it can be crowded, social distancing is hard. Fox 5's Brian Hill is live tonight outside a local jail where some detainees are being released early.
Plus, Georgia's death toll now stands at 14. And while confirming cases are creeping up toward 500, state officials are sending a team to one particular county.
Throughout our country, Americans from all walks of life are rallying together to defeat the unseen enemy striking our nation.
Many of those Americans are on the front line of this deadly pandemic. How a local nurse describes the hard work happening right now in hospitals.
And while medical professionals work around the clock, thousands of Americans are just looking for a job. We'll tell you about the companies that are hiring as the demand for essential products surges. But we begin tonight with the announcement that impacts 42 million Americans tonight. That's the number of people with student loans. Good evening. I'm Russ Spencer.
I'm Courtney Bryant. Thank you for joining us tonight. President Trump says interest on federal student loans will be waived for at least 60 days with no penalties. Payments are also suspended. The president also announced standardized test requirements will not be enforced during the coronavirus pandemic as public schools have shut down in several states, forcing students to stay home.
They've been through a lot. They've been going back and forth, schools open, schools not open. It's been all standardized testing, and it's we're not going to be enforcing that, so I think you can let the people know. I think probably a lot of the students would be extremely happy, some probably not.
Another announcement impacts even more Americans. We're talking about taxes. The president has pushed back the filing deadline to July 15th. This will allow taxpayers and businesses time to file and make payments without penalties.
Plus, there are new restrictions at the southern border tonight as the White House works to stop the spread of the coronavirus pandemic. Starting at midnight, there will be no non-essential travel to Mexico. This new restriction excludes commercial trade and commerce. The plan is similar to restrictions already announced on all but essential travel and trade between the U.S. and Canada.
Both our countries know the importance of working together to limit the spread of the virus, to ensure that commerce that supports our economy continues to keep flowing. Here too, the United States is glad to have a friend who's working side by side us in the fight.
The relationship's never been better. We're all working toward the same goal.
Back in Georgia now, a second state senator has tested positive for COVID-19. State Senator Kay Kirkpatrick says she started feeling sick last Saturday night and immediately self-quarantined. Kirkpatrick says she was tested on Sunday, and late today, her results came back positive. Kirkpatrick says, I have followed the strict protocol recommended by DPH and am comfortable that I have not put anyone at risk. 4 more Georgians have died from COVID-19, bringing the total now to 14. And late tonight, the Georgia Department of Public Health released an updated list of confirmed cases. We now have 485 cases of coronavirus, a 24-hour increase of about 200 patients. Experts say one reason for the spike in cases is because there are more tests being processed every day now. 6 of the deaths are all from one county, Doherty, Georgia. The state health department as well as the CDC are working together to send a team of epidemiologists to investigate the growing number of cases in Albany. The initial focus will be on infections at Phoebe Putney Hospital as well as long-term care facilities.
Now, COVID-19 has no boundaries, of course, and that's why local jails are constantly working to make sure the virus doesn't spread inside their facilities. Fox 5's Brian Hill spent today at the Fulton County Jail learning how they plan to keep inmates and employees safe. Brian, one thing they're doing is releasing some people early, right?
That's right. So to help with overcrowding, the sheriff's office says inmates with release dates are being considered. So far, they have already let 15 people go. However, they did say their main focus right now is making sure this virus does not get inside. Inmate workers are doing round-the-clock cleaning inside the Fulton County Jail.
If a virus was to infect the facility, we would have a major problem.
Here you can see an inmate using an electrostatic sprayer to disinfect a common area.
And they are wiping down every possible surface that they see that are touched by the general public and by our staff members.
The constant sanitation is to prevent the coronavirus from seeping into the facility. Lieutenant Colonel Adam Lee III tells us none of their more than 2,000 inmates have contracted the deadly virus. Their major focus is screening folks coming and going.
And we ask the questions. Have you traveled? Have you been exposed?
But the jail will soon do more intense screening.
Able to obtain those non-invasive thermometers or temperature apparatuses. What we want to do is we want to check every single shift, every single day, coming and going. Anybody who enters the building will get a temperature check.
They also have new protocol in place for incoming inmates. They will be isolated for 14 days to help with social distancing. Lee says the department is hoping to help with overcrowding by releasing some inmates early.
We're trying to get them out, and it's working to an extent. Our population has dwindled down maybe about 7% in the last week.
They have also temporarily suspended their weekend jail program. Inmate visitation is still suspended. Coming up at 11, find out how the jail says they will respond if they believe an inmate has contracted the virus. Live in Fulton County, Brian Hill, Fox 5 News.